play, because not everybody's the same age, not everybody has the same background. I'm trying to find things that I think all of you are interested in. Obviously, we all love movies, we all love food, and those 1990s movies. I mean, each decade has great movies, but I feel like the 90s in particular. Great stuff happening in the 1990s. So when we're looking back in another 20 years at the great decades in film, I think the 90s are going to be in there. Z Steely, yes, the 80s did have great hair. There was fantastic time. A Crusty Bread is 40, your son is 15. That's right, John Carpenter's Vampires. List off those 90s movies that you love. Eddie Murphy and Nutty Professor doing the Hercules, Hercules, Hercules. What a great. What else do we have here? What else? Varsity Blues, yes. Terminators. All those Terminator films. There are a few of them made in the 90s. 16 Candles was the 80s, but Dazed and Confused, that was Mel Gibson and Julia Roberts. Remember seeing that one as well. Next Friday and the original Friday. Classic Independence Day. Biodome. I saw uh, Alec Baldwin speak at Syracuse University when I was a student there, and he brought up Biodome as a punchline about his brother Steve. And he said, I had this idea for a movie I want to be in called Biodome. There you go. Folks, you know what the deal is. It is time to call action on another 90s Movies edition of Daily Trivia Live. That's the mobile game show where you win money from the comfort of your phone. Here's hoping your brains are ready for their close up as you play for today's grand prize. There you go. Take a look at that grand prize. That is $1,000. And when you correctly answer 10 multiple choice trivia questions about share of it. But that's not all. That's never all. In this game, you will earn one bonus SB for every question you get right after question number 1. So questions 2 through question number 10, you get a bonus SB for each one of those you get right, even if you've already been eliminated. Here's how it works. If you win the game today, then all those bonus SB that you were collecting all throughout are automatically added on top of your share of that $1,000 grand prize. But if you don't win the game, while you can still collect those bonus SB, you will have to claim them at the end of you. It couldn't be simpler. You stick around until the game is ended. You click the claim button and the SB are yours. So just don't leave early. That's the real instruction here. And why would you leave early when the first time you get a question wrong, as long as it's before question number 10, you can rejoin to give yourself another chance at the grand prize. Now, there are two ways for you to rejoin. One is using a single SB. The other is with a free rejoin, which I know you would prefer. So do me a favor, click that plus sign in the top left-hand corner of the main menu anytime a game's not happening, and you can get free rejoins by watching videos. But of course, you are here during a second chance week, and that means you are getting 3 free rejoins for each live game you play, credited before the following game begins. Everybody who played yesterday got 3 free rejoins before today's game. Everybody who's here playing this game will get 3 free rejoins before our final live game of the week. That is how that works. And the other reason why you don't leave, why you never give up, is that each game we give away 5 100 SB prizes to 5 players who win and claim at least 1 SB during that live game. And here are the winners from Tuesday. They have all been credited. Congratulations to them, each and every one. Each of them 100 SB richer. And that could have been any of you. Any of you could have won that giveaway. And that's why you keep playing and claiming, because next time the winner could be you. All right, folks, we are ready to go. 90s movies, day number 3. Let's kick things off with question number 1. In Sleepless in Seattle, where do Sam and Annie finally get together? Is it the Sears Tower, the Golden Gate Bridge, or the Empire State Building? Sleepless in Seattle, where do they finally get together? Widely considered to be one of the best romantic comedies of all time, the two leads finally come face to face with one another when they meet on the observation deck of the Empire State Building. Of course, we know that was a set. 82% of you getting the answer right. Maybe you saw that the fun fact for the day was that that was a set, that observation deck, but they did get to film at the Empire State Building as well. They just had to remake the entire observation deck. You can't close that down for filming, and here they are at the very end, leaving together. Look, this is the Empire State Building's on the elevator doors. That's how you know. Well done to the 82% of you that got that right. It's not the Sears Tower in Chicago, nor is it the Golden Gate Bridge in San Francisco. With the 18% who got eliminated, most of you came right back in, doing it for free too. We love to see that. We got about 14,000 people in grand prize contention, and every question you get right from here on out gets you one bonus SB. Let's dig into that right now with question number 2. Rush Hour pairs Chris Tucker with which martial arts legend? Is it Chuck Norris, Jackie Chan, or Jet Li? Rush Hour pairs Chris Tucker with which martial arts legend? Chris Tucker was already a rising comedy and film star when he starred opposite one of China's biggest martial arts stars, who was breaking through in America himself. Mr. Jackie Chan is the answer. 96% of you getting that one right. Well done. Who can forget them finally connecting over war? Huh? Good God, y'all. What is it good for? Absolutely nothing. Hear it again. And they go dancing together. This is where they connect. Even if you don't ever touch some people's radios. All right, let's move on to question number 3, worth one bonus SB if you get it right. Which Jim Carrey movie features the line, "Smokin'"? Is it The Mask, Dumb and Dumber, or Liar Liar? Looking for "Smokin'." After his over-the-top turn as Ace Ventura, Jim Carrey played mild-mannered bank employee Stanley Ipkiss, who transforms into a living cartoon whenever he puts on the mask. The mask is the answer. It's time to P-A-R-T. Why? 'Cause I gotta. And here he is. Here is the mask himself, smoking. Not as much makeup there as you would think. Yeah, they made him green, but, his face does a lot of the work, that Jim Carrey. All right. 94% of you getting that one right. Well done. We are moving on to question number 4, worth one bonus SB if you get it right. In There's Something About Mary, who has a cameo as Mary's ex-boyfriend? Is it Wayne Gretzky, Brett Favre, or Cam Neely? Who is the boyfriend who shows up late in the movie? The Farrelly brothers always find a way to work a famous athlete into their movies. Cam Neely played Seabass in Dumb and Dumber, and Brett Favre plays himself as Mary's ex-boyfriend in There's Something About Mary. Brett Favre, or as Ben Stiller's character calls him, Brett Favre, is the answer. 70% of you getting that one right. The other 30% evenly split pretty much between Wayne Gretzky and Cam Neely, who did play Seabass. I don't think Wayne Gretzky ever appeared in a Farrelly brothers movie, but, there's still time. All of them are still around. And we are now ready. Of the 30% of you that got eliminated, we got about 2/3 of you right back in, or 3/4 to be a little more precise. We are ready to move on to question number 5, worth one bonus SB if you get it right. Here it is. In The Rock, Nicolas Cage and Sean Connery break into which prison? Is it Sing Sing, Folsom, or Alcatraz? They break into the prison. Nicolas Cage is an FBI chemical expert who isn't much of a field agent, and Sean Connery is a notorious criminal who's the only man to escape Alcatraz and being forced to break them back in because he wants to see his daughter. He's trying to get his freedom. 95% of you knew Alcatraz was the answer. The Rock is one of the great action films of the 90s. When you have Ed Harris as your bad guy, there he is saying, "Welcome to the Rock," and a complex bad guy at that. Like, I don't know if he's even really, he's the antagonist, but he's not necessarily a bad guy, ultimately. What a great movie. Well worth checking out if you haven't seen it before. Let's move on. Most of you have. You got that one right. We're moving on to question number 6 now, worth one bonus SB if you get it right. Here it is. Who provided the voice of Elvis in Forrest Gump? Was it Kurt Russell, Nicolas Cage, or Tom Cruise? It's a little cameo on top of a cameo. question number 7, worth 1 bonus SB if you get it right. Here is Q7. In Happy Gilmore, what sport does Happy abandon to play golf? Does he abandon ice hockey, baseball, or basketball? Gotta make money to save his grandma's house. Happy loves his grandma, but he hasn't made much of his life. He's too violent and underskilled to play organized ice hockey, but his wicked slap shot translates into a top-notch golf swing. He was a hockey player, of course. 86% of you getting that one right. Better at fighting than he was at playing, and not accurate with that slap shot. And this is how he toughened up for hockey season for his tryout. It was a year away. Go to the batting cages, take a bunch of fastballs off your head and your chest. Don't do that. Kids, don't try this at home. Don't try it at the batting cages. Don't try it anywhere. Let's move on to question number 8 now, worth 1 bonus SB if you get it right. Bit parts in the 1988 play Ladies' Room were adapted into which 90s film? Is it Thelma and Louise, Boys on the Side, or couple characters? You know, sometimes when you're writing a play, you create a couple side characters who just won't leave your head, which of course led Robin Schiff to give Romy and Michelle their own story. Romy and Michelle's high school reunion is the answer. 58% of you getting that one right. Well done. That is an obscure little fact. It is out there on the internet for you to find, but you know, if you're going to spend the week studying for these games by looking up facts about every 90s movie, well, you're taking a chance there. It's buying a lottery ticket as far as I'm concerned, but congratulations. 58% is impressive. The 42% of you that did not get it, almost a third of you able to rejoin. We're down to about 5,000 people in grand prize contention with only 2 questions left to go. Next one, worth 1 bonus SB if you get it right. It's question number 9. Brandon Lee's final film was which 1992 comic book adaptation? Was it The Crow, The Punisher, or X-Men? Brandon Lee, the son of Bruce Lee. He had the physical prowess of his father with big things before the tragic onset accident during the filming of The Crow. That was his final movie, The Crow. It was certainly a passion project for him. 4,735 of you have made it this far, and you are ready for our final question. But first, this 90s Movies Second Chance Week is one more showing for you. Join us tomorrow at 5 p.m. Pacific Time, 8 p.m. Eastern Time for the last live game of the week. You will get 3 free rejoins just for showing up. They'll be in your account before Monday's live game. And also a quick reminder while you're poking around this app that there are other ways to get SB from Swagbucks Daily Trivia outside of Daily Trivia Live this game. One is through the Daily Trivia Challenge, the quick hostless version of our game that you can play on your schedule up to twice per day, every single day. That's right, we got 2 game modes in this app. Second is by clicking the More Ways to Earn button wherever you find it in the app. You can install Swaggo board. If you didn't already hear, there's a Swaggo board live right now, and it runs through 11:59 p.m. Pacific time on Monday, March 23rd. Plenty of time left for you to get involved or for you to finish up. In Swaggo, you fill squares on your board by getting SB in the ways you're probably already earning them, including the Daily Trivia Challenge and live trivia games, and maybe trying some ways to earn that you haven't tried before or in a little while. Once you complete a pattern, submit it to get an SB bonus. The size of the bonus depends on which pattern you complete. For example, a full board, that's the goal, right, is worth 1,500 SB. That's $15 in free gift cards to you and me. And just remember that you can only submit once, which means you should try to fill as many squares as you can before you submit. Check it out after the game by clicking the smaller version of this image that will appear in front of your very eyes. All right, we got 4,796 people vying for a piece of our $1,000 grand prize. Over 14,300 people who stuck around till the end, and one more bonus SB coming your way if you can correctly answer question number 10. Here we go. In The Bodyguard, who played the titular bodyguard? Is it Kevin Kline, Kevin Costner, or Kevin Bacon? And I will always quiz you. Apparently, he was writing a sequel to The Bodyguard that would have paired him with Lady Diana in a similar story to the original. Kevin Costner finished the script the week that she passed away. What might have been Kevin Costner is the answer. 4,743 people knew that answer and are splitting our grand prize today. Well done. Let's meet just a few of these grand prize winners. I want to say hi. Each of you taking home 22 SB in grand prize money plus the bonuses you earned along the way. Fancy Nancy 28,